Whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you're right. What this quote, one of the most profound quotes ever from the man himself, Mr. Henry Ford, has to do with your success mindset and how you can actually build a success mindset in the executive, in the C-suite. You're going to learn all of this and much more in today's episode here on your podcast, You Can and You Will. Hi, and welcome back, my beautiful business bees, to a brand new episode here on your podcast, You Can and You Will, with your host, yours truly, Catherine Louise. What I have learned from my experience from my clients is that one of the most profound things for the way how you perform, on the way on how you actually succeed, whether or not you're going to achieve your goals, is definitely your success mindset. And there's actually a way on how you can learn how to build such a mindset, because it is, when you have been growing up with a different kind of belief system, when you are aware of the fact that you do have limiting beliefs, specifically when it comes to your career, then you actually can absolutely build a success mindset. But before we start with that beautiful topic, and I have to say, it is one of my most favorite topics, because what I learned is that so many people, specifically females, grow up with a different set of beliefs, with belief systems that typically not serve them well. And it takes a different kind of human to grow beyond that by themselves. And I have the biggest respect for those people. And I know they're out there, and I know some of them. And I have to say, I have huge respect for that. But on the other hand, there are females who just seem to stuck in this not serving belief system, in this not serving mindset. And they know and feel that this is just not for them. But also, on the other hand, they don't know how to break this glass ceiling. Literally, it's also called a glass ceiling. And they don't know how to move beyond that. And that doesn't mean that you're weak. It just means that something is wrong with you. It's not at all. It just means that there is something you can improve and that you really want to improve. Because here's the thing, when you already know and it just feels wrong, and sometimes, and this is so triggering, I know that, but when there's something wrong and you just can't put your finger on it, you can't name it, but you just know it's off and it's somewhat hindering you, but you don't really know where to put it, it's driving us crazy. And then specifically when we talk about job promotions and you wonder, like, why is everybody else being promoted but not me? Or there is this job position that you really want to have, but you don't know how to move about it. Then that is that kind of stuff that subconsciously is going to put a barrier right there. And that really is all of the difference. Your subconscious mind, by the way, is running on 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day. Like, just think of that number. And our conscious mind would literally go lunatic if we would be having all of those thoughts. But our subconscious is actually having those 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day, every single day. And what those thoughts are is our programming. Like, literally, it's everything we have learned. It's our perception of what we know to be true for us or even not true. And it is that thing that is sort of like making all of our decisions based on that. And if you really want to take close in that and literally reprogram your subconscious mind, it's a thing. It's definitely working. I know it. I've done it for myself. Definitely done it on myself, and I do it with a lot of clients, because what we always figure out, if we're being stuck somewhere, most of the times it has something to do with your subconscious, with your belief system, with your mindset, with your success mindset. And this is why it is such a big topic to me, and I really want you to learn all about it, so that obviously, first of all, you can identify what is happening. And that's such a huge game changer. Just knowing, really being able to name it, put your finger on it, what is actually going wrong is such a huge difference. But then also, how do I move about it? Okay, now I finally know what the heck is going on, but how do I move about it? What can I actually do in order to change that? And that is definitely something I'm working with my clients on a lot, because sometimes it really are just some minor shifts, but then those will make the biggest differences and game changers, like, period. Or, really like big belief systems that would not even give us the chance to live the life career we truly desire. So, first of all, you really want to be aware of the fact that your mindset is, in fact, decisive of whether or not you're going to be successful in whatever you're currently working on. But then also, again, that you can actually shift that you can change that. Like, you have that power. Nobody else but you have that power to really work on your subconscious, to work on your belief system, to work on your success mindset. And here's the thing, and I experienced that so many times, because it's like almost a given that we sort of like, specifically when things are not going the way we wanted it to, we somewhat dwell in the past. We connect that whatever is not going right now to experiences we used to make, and be like, oh no, not this again. For sure, that needed to happen to me. Like, that's all I ever get. That kind of pitchiness almost, that really this dwelling in the past. And you have to understand that, first of all, this is by no means serving you. It's not going to help you getting anywhere. And then also, you have to understand, when you do the same decisions over and over again, it would be insane to expect a different outcome. I hope you listen to that. If you're doing the same actions over and over again, you just cannot expect a different outcome. So really, instead of dwelling in the past, look at the situation, what has been going wrong, and how can I do things differently this time? Another huge part, and sometimes that is almost the most difficult part, is really trusting. Trusting that better things and times are coming, that you will have the chance to work on this. But that is such a huge difference in people's mindsets, is how do you trust? Like, can you trust at all? And how do you trust? How do you trust yourself? How do you trust that this is meant for you? Because at the end of the day, what that different kind of mindset does is you will take action in a way different kind of way. When you know it to be true, that you can just trust and trust that path you're on, like you are in this moment in time exactly where you need to be and nowhere else. It's fine. It's going to be fine. If you know that, your next moves, your next decisions are going to be a whole different thing. And then this is something I really preach to my clients, is you really have to focus. And what I'm saying is focus on the right thing. Focus on your strength over your weaknesses. Focus on what you really want to expand. Because here's the thing, there's a saying which is, energy goes where attention flows. And it's true. It's not just a quote, it is, as a matter of fact, true. You might know that from your own experience, like what you focus on literally expands. So you really don't want to focus on something negative, but what you want to focus is something positive, the things that actually do work out for you. And you really want to focus on your skills. And if you're not believing me, I'm going to name you an example. And I know we've all been there. I know it. Like, those mornings when just things just seem to go wrong. Like, you get out of bed and you stumble, you spill the coffee, I don't know, just things just seem to go wrong. And you are then so stuck in this, oh, this day just has to be crappy. Like, nothing good is going to get out of this day. And guess what happens? You're just going to have it as a day, right? We all know that. But instead, if you get out and you stumble or whatever, spill the coffee, you just be like, oh, what ifs? It's gonna be okay. You wipe it off. You just keep on moving and don't capture yourself. Like you literally would have captured yourself there. Nobody else but you have that power to keep you in that negative mindset, but you. And you have to be aware of that, not to blame yourself, but to know that you have the power to move beyond that, to move out of that mindset, to move out of this headspace because it's not feeling good. It's definitely not feeling good. It's not going to do anything for you. It's not serving you. So, when things go wrong, small or big, it honestly doesn't matter. And I get that it is so much more different when things like big things are going wrong, but you have to know of the power for you to move beyond that. So you can actually make new decisions, more informed decisions. And since I know my people, since I know my business piece, I know the sentences, literally the programming we have going on in our minds. I wrote some of them down and also how you can change them. So I'm going to give you a negative mindset and we're going to transform it into something positive. So I hope y'all got your pen and your paper. We're going to do a little writing session. One of the most prominent, the most common sentences are, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. How about if we transform that to, I can figure this out and learn this? Do you notice that shift in your energy going from, I can't do this to, I can figure this out. I can learn this. It feels so much different. When you say, I can't do this, it feels heavy. It feels daunting. But when you say, okay, I can do it. I can figure this out. It just feels light and easy. And okay, I might not know it just right now, but I can ask somebody. I can figure this out. One of the most amazing females out there, Marie Folio, she wrote a whole book on this. It's called Everything is Figure Outable. I think she has it from her mama. You have to read this book or listen to this book. I have the audiobook. I love Marie Folio. She is such an amazing woman, like truly is such a role model. So you might really want to listen or read this book. Like I never have time. I just listen. Next one. And this is a sentence I hear particularly females tell them themselves, literally programming themselves over and over with again. It's, I am so far behind. When everybody is getting that job promotion that you wanted to have, I am so far behind. Let's transform this one to, I have already accomplished so much. Like, do you see that? Do you see where you're at right now? Like that version of you 10 years ago would have begged and prayed to be in that position where you're at today. Do you see that? And you are on your path, on your timeline, exactly where you need to be. This is for a reason. You're not stuck. You have accomplished so much. See that. Another one which I truly love because it's actually something positive. It's just difficult to detect that literally is when we're scared. When we're making a decision which is not known to us, it's not comfortable, we might get scared, and we transform that to growth always and only happens out of your comfort zone. Know that. When you're scared, when you're like almost in your pants, because this is like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right decision? This uncomfortable nervousness in your belly. Oh my God, you're in the perfect spot because growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. And if you feel that way, which is not the best feeling in the world, you know you just moved. Congratulations, outside of your comfort zone. So actually, it's a good kind of being scared. Another one, which is such a common one, is I am not ready for this. You have been thinking that sentence before, right? I am not ready for this. Let's transform that into you are as ready as you can be, and this is your time to shine, ma'am. You are just so well prepared for this. You don't even know. You are just being nervous because you haven't been in this position before, but that doesn't mean you're not ready. You are ready and you're going to make this. You are so ready to shine. And then last one, which is most definitely the most known one, is what if I fall? And all I can say about this is, oh, but my darling, what if you fly? I truly, truly hope that you have been writing all of those sentences down because I really want you to be able to take a look at it next time you're trying to tell yourself those not serving thoughts and really know better next time. Thank you so, so much for listening to this episode or watching this episode. Make sure to check out my new YouTube channel so you can actually watch, you can and you will, or of course, listen to on your most favorite podcast platform. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for listening and talk to you next time. Bye.